Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tres Jolie channel, or my channel. I am here. I'm going to start getting ready for my second project. I think it's going to have a lot of kind of be built around these clips, the chalkboard clothespins that came in the kit. I'm not entirely certain yet. And then the mediums, of course. But I also want to do something with these flowers, or at least some of the flowers. And that is going to be to use the magicals that came in the kit as a watercolor of sorts. And since it's not really going to be something major, and I don't really have a... Oh wait, I might. Hold on. I do. I just have this little bottle that had some embellishments in it. And I'm going to use that kind of to hold my watercolor that I'm going to make up. And it won't take a lot, so now, if you've never used the Lindy's Gain Magicals, they are very, very pigmented. So a little bit will really give you quite a bit of color. And I put a pretty good chunk in there. And I don't really want these touching each other as I go on. So I will be peeling them off and kind of maybe try to shape them up a little bit. And I'm just going to grab up a brush and give this a stir and start just adding some color at the base petal of the petals in here. Alright, I'm back. I have my little frame I'm going to use to hold these little clothespin chalkboard things up. And then they can just be kind of like that. It's just some scrap casing, door casing, and some chicken wire, but not like regular, or not a outdoor chicken wire. It's just some wire accents right there. That's what it came on a roll, and this is in brown or rusty. And I just have it put together, and I have the chicken wire stapled onto the back. Had my husband put these together for me. You know, it's another one of those. We had some spare case or some scrap casing, so I just had a little frame made. And now I'm going to, it already has primer on it, so I think, but I don't know if I think I want to put also some of my own primer, because it's been sitting out. It might be dirty, and I think I just want to put some of my own gesso on it. But I'm also going to try to protect my wire some. I thought about adding the wire after everything was together, then I realized that would probably make a mess of everything. So I'm just going to put some tape along or under the edge here. And now I'm just going to use some primer. I still have this acrylic gesso from 13 Arts that came in the April 2020 mixed media kit. And I'm just going to put that all the way around. Alright, now that the gesso is dry, I'm going to use up the mix I made for my flowers as my first coat. You'll see. Hopefully this comes out kind of how I'm hoping, based on how my other projects have come along. Just to explain, I wiped out the extra off the sheet because of what I'm going to do next. I'm trying to keep it so that the majority of the color that gets picked up will be because the magicals, or the magical powder, was reactivated by this crackle paste from the kit. So I was going to let it air dry, but I realized I kind of want to stop the bleed through about right here. I don't want it soaking. I want the patches of white to still be here. So I'm gonna give it some heat so I can stop it where it's at. That is at least most of the way dry. At least I can touch it everywhere. So I'm going to pick this up, show you the awesome crackles that came out of that. I think these are some of the best crackles I've had from any paste that I used a heat gun on. This took the heat gun very well. So I'm actually really happy about that. Don't know if it was the extra water I spritzed. Either way, I'm really loving how the crackles came out here. So I'm going to let this sit and cool a minute. It's still kind of warm. Okay, I'm going to hope there's not a lot of background noise, but I'm almost done, so I kind of just want to get it done. As you saw, I used the gilding polish. I used it to just put some highlights on the high points or the edges of the frame. I did the edges kind of a little bit over here on the front of the clip, and I did that to both of them. And then I did the today in it. I didn't put any gesso or anything on it because it was already right. It came from this Bella Boulevard chipboard pack I had. I've had it for a long time, but I took the today out of it and I just put some of that gilding polish on because while I was just sitting here thinking, I figured out exactly what I wanted to do with everything. And this is going to be a totally random arrangement of these flowers, just kind of across the top here. And then I'm going to put the today on top of them. And to hold everything in place, I'm going to use my matte super heavy my gel that I used on my flowers and on the chipboard is dry enough that I can at least move this around now. I was able to take the weight off that I had just used. I had balanced a longer acrylic stamping block on there to hold it down. But this project is done now, and I just want to restate that I did not go out and buy this frame. This is made from some scrap casing that the husband had, and he was nice enough to staple, well, I think he used Brad's. Anyway, he put it together for me, and he attached my chicken wire for me, and then once that was done, I just layered on all the mediums, and I did this project in a day, and that included my husband putting the frame together for me. So it was a very quick project. Well, the flowers kind of were a day, but they were done a few days ago when I first started recording. And I let them dry naturally. I did not heat dry the flowers at all. I don't know if I remembered to mention that. So, I hope that this gave you some ideas of what can be done with items from the kit and what can be done with the mediums from the kit. You know, I used the magicals more or less like a watercolor to add the pink and let it just naturally bleed how it wanted on those flowers. And then I used the rest of my watercolor mix on top of my gessoed frame, topped it with the crackle paste, and let it start just soaking the color up. And when it got how I liked it, then I heat dried it so it would just set through, so that I would still have these white areas. So it really gives it that aged look with the faded look and the beautiful, beautiful crackling. I am just so in love with how that paint crackled. I hope that you are subscribed to our YouTube channels, and so you can keep up with any projects that come out, the kit reveals at the beginning of the month, and I will see you again later this month.